Vladimir Guerrero is the answer. If the Mets can persuade the Blue Jays to trade him to the Mets, I mean, think about the lineup. Vladimir Guerrero, Juan Soto, and Francisco Lindor. I mean, come on. That is as good as it gets. I mean, it really is. And I love Vladimir Guerrero. I would love to see him go to the Yankees, but we'll see what happens next year. I don't believe the Blue Jays are trading Vladimir Guerrero until the trade deadline. And whoever gives him the most is where he's going. But that doesn't mean anything because we know what the Yankees did. They traded for Juan Soto, and he flew over there to the New York Mets. So there's no guarantees for any of that unless you think you're going to win a World Series. As far as the Sasaki thing, I don't know what Sasaki is going to be in the major leagues. We've seen, obviously, some of these Japanese pitchers really achieve their goals, as we all know, Jabba. And then we've seen a lot of these Japanese pitchers fall flat on their face. Sasaki, obviously, coming off an injury season, wasn't 100% healthy. They say he's got some shoulder issues and maybe elbow issues. Are you going to take a chance? And I know Yankee fans are probably upset that he's ruled them out and he's ruled the Mets out. Nobody thought Sasaki was going to the Yankees and the Mets. He was going to probably stay on the West Coast. I wouldn't be surprised if he picks the Padres or the Dodgers, and that's the only two teams he's going to go to. The Blue Jays always strike out. They're an absolute disgraceful organization that never gets their guy. And the guys that they have over there in Bichette and Guerrero, they should have signed them a long time ago. Now they're going to say sayonara, as they've done, a lot of players have done over the years. I think the fact is right now, when you look at the Yankees situation, the Yankees are going to get an infielder. I don't know how big he's going to be or who he's going to be. Nolan Arenado, that's not going to happen. It seems like the Yankees are going to reach whoever they bring in. It's not going to be a superstar player. And if it is a former superstar player, he's a guy on his way out. Paul Goldschmidt being another one. So all the things that you see, and Pete Alonso, come on. Pete Alonso is signing with the Mets. He's going nowhere. He's going to sign the 3-year with an opt-out. He wants to stay there. And Juan Soto already said that one of the main things that he wanted was Pete Alonso coming back. I think Pete Alonso is on his way back. I just think they're trying to figure out the negotiation of the opt-out.
Yeah, if he goes to the Dodgers, I might not watch baseball. Like, I might just be like, all right, this is...
I feel like he's going so.
We get it. And from the people that I've talked to on the inside, and I know the Blue Jays have dropped a ball before, but they're the front runner right now.
Really?
And that's via 3 people I've talked to that are very close to this topic. So, like it's, that could change. You never know. I just it'd be amazing to me if the Dodgers can pull those, and it wouldn't surprise me, to be honest with you, but I think it would be. I don't think it would be great for the game. I'll just put it that way. I think it's obviously a contingent with these Japanese players. We just saw an international signing of an 18-year-old two-way kid, obviously from Japan, and then trying to follow in Ohtani's footsteps. And there were some great international signings. Hanley Ramirez's son, he signed, and there's all these kids that are international signings. But what makes him so different is he can pitch right now. These other international signings are 16, 17, 18, 19-year-old kids where they may be in A-ball, double-A, you never know. And, we've seen good ones, bad ones, and, superstars from both ends. So, yeah, I just think it would, and this is just me personally, I think it'd be bad for baseball if he goes. I think there's a great contingent of Japanese in Toronto, and I don't think that'd be a bad move, but are they going to drop the ball again? I mean, remember, we were talking about this. It's like we were on Ohtani watch because he said he was going to Toronto.
Yep,
and
Jeff fell for that big time.
Yeah, and so it's like, oh, really? They're going to do something. So I would say either the Blue Jays or the Padres. If it happens to the Dodgers, I think it's going to put a bad taste in a lot of baseball people's mouth, especially if it becomes a deferred contract in the way that they've kind of leaned towards. So I hope it doesn't. I hope it's either the Padres or the Blue Jays because I just like that dynamic and what it is. But you can't count the Dodgers out since they're in the last 3. They're, from everybody that I've talked to and read and know people in the situation, the Dodgers are 3rd, but they're not out of it. So I guess you can't say there's not a chance.
Either the Dodgers with deferred money or the Blue Jays overpay. There's no in between.
It's kind of interesting that the choices are between Toronto and a couple of California teams, because those aren't really the tax havens that you see free agents go for, like a Texas, where you can get more out of your contract, where the state taxes don't exist. California is going to tax the crap out of you. It's the same as New York. Arguably, I would say worse. I would hear, but at least I hear that it's worse than even New York. And New York's like got to be the second worst if it's California's the worst with taxes. So it's not a taxes thing. It's just, I think it's a culture thing. In California, there's more Japanese culture, and Toronto is a huge international culture. It's not that New York doesn't, but it doesn't have a lot of Japanese. Hideki Matsui, Hideki Irabu. I mean, if the guy's named Hideki, maybe he'll come join the Yankees. But
Hey,
unfortunately,
Hiroki Kuroda, Tanaka, Ichiro.
I love Tanaka, man. Tanaka, before he got hurt, until he got hurt, I just thought he had so much spin on that ball. It wasn't the same after he came back, but he still was like a great warrior for the Yankees. And it really bothers me that the Yankees aren't even in the discussion for the final three. Like, that's how the mighty have fallen as far as the Yankees are always in the final three.
That's not the Yankees'
No, it's
fault.
not. No,
It's
but
his
you know,
fault. He doesn't want to be there.
Matsui saw the Yankees win a decade earlier and wanted to be a Yankee. The Yankees haven't been winning since 2009, and it hasn't been a lot of winning since then. So guys aren't like remembering it.
I don't think it has anything to do with it. I think he wants to be closer to his family. And I don't think the Blue Jays, I know Job is saying that they're the lead. The Blue Jays are always the lead. They were the lead for Ohtani, and they fell flat on their face. I remember when Jeff was telling us straight out, he's flying to Toronto. He's going to sign with Toronto. And then all of a sudden, within 24 hours, he's in LA, signing with the LA Dodgers. I don't believe it. I think Sasaki is going to either San Diego or he's going to the Dodgers. I think he's staying out west. He's hanging out with his buddies.